Hello, this is George Bayruthi from FS Securities, a stockbroking firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. Today I'll show how investors and traders can make money on our stock market. I will show you what is hot and what is not, and what you should hold and what you should fold. So enjoy the presentation and give us some feedback if you wish. First of all, let me give you some global data. Shares on Wall Street rallied on news that negotiations between China and the US are scheduled for the third day, and look, there is a progression. The Dow was 256 points higher at the close, paced by Boeing. And by the way, 26 out of the 30 components of the Dow were actually up. Facebook rose 3.3%. The above chart shows that volume over the last 3 weeks has been low. We saw some volatility on the market with low volume. So I guess the big players, the institutions, are still on holiday, and I'm expecting that the volume will start to rise from maybe early next week. Best sectors performance yesterday was information technology, which was up by 1.8%, followed by communication. As a matter of interest, information technology was also the top performer yesterday, so 2 days in a row. That obviously is a good sign for information technology sectors. Our market yesterday rose by 39 points. Australian shares are heading today for another rise, as I mentioned, because of the US and Chinese officials talking positively about the trade talks. ASX futures were nearly 20 to 25 points higher at the start of trading. That's what we might expect. And by the way, on Monday we said that we were here before the market opened. We said that we will not be surprised to see that our ASX 200, that is the top 200 stocks in our index, would rise this week to 5,735. Well, we're very close to it. And again, yesterday we opened at 5,683, as high as 5,733, and we closed very close to the top. Our mechanical system, the one that I designed over 10 years, which takes into consideration 8 indicators for different type of investors and traders. And we said earlier in the week that if you were in Newcrest mines, as we recommended 5 weeks ago, to start taking some profit out of Newcrest mines. We also recommended to go into CBA as the best bank, as in our opinion. And we also ask you to look at Woolworths, and that's on Monday morning, and Woolworths continues to go higher the last couple of days. We also ask you to take some profit out of Suncorp. So yeah, we recommended to go bearish on Suncorp a couple of weeks ago. That has perhaps many factors, maybe the storms and the hailstorm and the damage that it may have caused. Insurance companies, of course, are under a lot of strain because of the compensation they have to pay. Now, what we see here yesterday, CBA was slightly down, but we're still positive. Woolworths was up 0.3%, and CBA was down, as I mentioned. Newcrest Mines was slightly higher. And Woodside Petroleum, which I'm going to recommend to get into Woodside Petroleum later on in the presentation. Now, in terms of Woolworths, because this is what I would like to recommend to you, we recommend that to go bullish on Woodside Petroleum, expecting that it may get to $34 in the next few days. And if you were going into Woolworths and it doesn't work our way, we want you to put a stop loss around the 31. And the next presentation we're going to start covering options. Here we are recommending an iron condor strategy for Woodside Petroleum. We say buy the put at $30.50, sell the put at $31.01. That's the European, so you don't get exercised before the expiry. By the way, this is 15-day trade. and we ask you to sell the call at 34.01 and buy the call at 35. And the maximum profit, you can see from the chart here, $17 for each contract. Now of course you multiply that by 100 and then times the number of contracts. So this is actually the simplistic way to understand the profit and loss. And for one contract we've got $32. Again, you multiply that by 100 for one contract, and then you multiply that by the number of contracts you enter the trade. So that's about it from us here. And for the gamblers, we've got here the top gainers. We see people, those stocks that have moved up by quite a large percentage. We don't like to trade anything below 10 cents, so I've highlighted them in blue. Riva Medical, Hera Med, Global Health, Big Tin Can, and European Lithium. So all these stocks have actually moved quite a bit yesterday, and if you want any more information, all you need to do is talk to us. Again, if you are going to trade, please be aware that our presentation is only for general advice only. We don't know your financial circumstances, so obviously if you want to trade anything we said today, please consult with us or with your professional advisor. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions, ask us by communicating with us. And these are our details. You can write to me directly at george@fssecurities.com.au, or you can call me on 1300 number or on my mobile, or visit our website www.fssecurities.com. Apart from that, have a good happy trading, and be wise. Always be wise when you trade.